And g'day guys, and welcome! My name's Michael, I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer, and welcome to Pathfinder 2nd Edition Curse of the Crimson Throne. Joining me today are my wonderful and amazing Patreons who help us by supporting the channel, hanging out here, doing the cool stuff, and entertaining you fine folks at home. Say hello to the folks at home, lovely, lovely Patreons.
Hello, folks at home.
Woo! Good to see everyone here. We have a full table, full contingent. Look at that. Freaking happy and freaking excited. Now, for those of you who don't know what we're doing a tabletop role-playing game by the name of Pathfinder. For those of you who are only familiar with its counterpart D&D, it is a tabletop role-playing game in which the titular me plays the role of the game master that runs the stories, plays out the NPCs, arbitrates the rules, doles out the consequences, and many, many more. My players take on the role of the protagonists of the adventure as they go on the quests, do all the things, and emerge victorious, hopefully, fingers crossed, maybe. I mean, sometimes no, but, you know, we work through that. Now, before we kick off, we do have some people to thank. We, of course, have to thank our sponsors who help us keep the lights on and continue doing all the cool stuff that we do. Starting with Hero Forge for the wonderful artwork you can see on stream here, both for my character tokens and the players who are not appearing on the screen. All of these artworks are made using Hero Forge, which is an amazing and brilliant bit of kit that allows you to visualize and create 3D models of character concepts that you have. Their libraries are constantly expanding, and if you love what you make, hey, consider getting it printed. Right now there's a spring sale going on, so you guys get 10% off shipping on all physical products. So you can make 3D model printed color minis like I do. You can get premium plastic if you enjoy like painting and stuff like that, or you can get 2D standees, which I've actually started to really enjoy myself. So yeah, there are those things. Next up, of course, we have for our next sponsor, Sirenscape, for the beautiful sound effects, such as the sound effect of a gargoyle dying. And falling out a window, apparently. But yes, sounds like this are available with much, much more. Music, soundscapes, spells, conversation pieces for NPCs. There's a whole bunch of really cool stuff here in this soundboard that you can use to help drive your game into a new level of immersion. Go check out Sirenscape as well. And lastly, for our VTT of choice, Fantasy Grounds. You can see it behind me. It's so pretty. Fantasy Grounds is just the perfect tool for me and all the cool stuff that I'm doing in order to facilitate my game online with a massive library of materials that I can use and reference at any point in time, and an easy streamlined system that allows my players and myself to focus on what really matters, and that is the gameplay and having created memorable moments with these fine people. Also, big mention to the Crit Awards that is currently up for nominations. This is the last month of nominations, guys. So if you have not done so already, click the link and nominate some of your favorite TTRPG content creators for the running of the prestigious award for the Crit Awards. I am in the running, or at least I would like to be in the running, for Paizo's Best GM for this year, but we're also hoping for Careful Cantrip to win Best Series, whole bunch of cool stuff. So yeah, go check that out, and yeah, your support means a lot to me, so yay! Okay, so with that being said, let's now turn it to our lovely players to introduce themselves and the characters they will be playing, starting with none other than Padrig, played by the wonderful Twiff.
Hello, everyone. I am playing Padrig, who is a spell shot gunslinger. Padrig is the third son of a minor noble house in Corvosa. He was all set to go to school to learn to be a wizard and was there, and then he got framed for murder and got kicked out of school, got disinherited, swore vengeance upon Gadrin Lamb, got vengeance on Gadrin Lamb after meeting most of the people here. Continued on with our adventures, helped get rid of the blood veil that was plaguing Corvosa, watched in horror as the queen was attempted to be assassinated and plucked an arrow out of her head. And then we left to go find information in the Cinderlands because it appears that the queen is being influenced by the spirit of an ancient dead dragon. So that's where we are.
Brilliant. And next in this adventuring party, we have none other than our Asmodean cleric, Holly, played by the wonderful Malikisa.
Hello, everybody. So I play Holly, who was initially a rogue and decided she didn't want to get married because she was nobility and that was kind of her job. And she ran off. And in the course of running off, she decided that she really wanted to save some orphans. And saving the orphans required her converting to be a cleric of Asmodeus. So currently, she's kind of bad at her job, but she's learning and getting better, which isn't necessarily a good thing because Asmodeus is evil. So we'll see what happens with Holly.
All right, brilliant. I love it. Next on our list is playing the role of the Inquisitor Quinn from the city of Corvosa. We have the wonderful Aya Genasi.
Hey, Michael. I play Quinn. She's a native to the city of Corvosa, an investigator by trade. And right now, in cooperation with the Shawanti, she is on the trail for the next clue in the case. Could crack the whole thing wide open.
All right, I love it. I love it. I cannot wait for this case to be cracked. Next, we have Dante, our kitsune druid from the far-reaching wilds, played by the incredible Rykon.
Hello, I am Rykon. I play Dante, the kitsune druid, local to the Corvosa Forest. Oh god, I had a thing all thought out. Sorry, I had to mute for a second. But yeah, local to Forest of Corvosa, he met with originally the four that are here for the raids. The other thing, brain. What is the other word?
Mm-hmm.
Riots. That's what it was.
Oh, yeah.
Riots in Corvosa. Found out the queen was not exactly someone to be trifled with. Then we are in the Cinderlands, having to go and find out information, finding out that the queen is being controlled by a dragon, while also having to do tests, one of which we are sidetracked currently to defeat the Cinderlander.
All right. Love it. And yeah, that is what our group has actually managed to achieve. You have indeed defeated the Cinderlander, but the battle is not yet finished. But we'll come to that in a little bit. Next, we have playing the role of Agnes, the psychic Varisian. We have, of course, Laura Bones.
Hello, good evening. Yes, indeed. I'm Lord Bones. I play Agnes, who is a psychic class.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, she's out on this adventure to, well, be on an adventure and also to help defend her city and make things safe for her daughter, who she has left back home. And also Dan, the fisherman.
And Dan the
We'll get
fisherman.
back to have a date when this is all over.
Absolutely, and that'll be something I think I think that's the biggest thing everyone's invested in. No one gives a shit about the Queen or any of this stuff. No. It all comes down to whether or not Agnes gets to go on this date.
Yep.
And last but certainly not least, playing the role of Bronze, the Colo Barbarian, we have our dear friend Marcus the Storyteller.
Hello. Yep, I'm playing Bronze. But for how long, who knows? Because he's currently bleeding out on the cliffside.
He is. That is definitely a thing that is happening.
Indeed.
All right. Well, guys, before we kick off, we have one last person to thank, and that is, of course, our lovely and incredible audience. Guys, thank you so much for being here and being a part of the show, for joining us week in, week out. It means so much to have you guys here. And as such, we'd like to invite you to come behind the GM screens to play and have a bit of fun with us as well. First of all, just by watching the show, you earn channel points. Subscribers, you earn channel points a little bit quicker, but those channel points can be used for a wide variety of things, including insight bonuses, inspiration, generating random encounters, wandering monsters, divine interventions, whole bunches of cool stuff there. So be sure to check out them in the little thingy logo down below. Then, of course, we have the donations that you can take in order to influence the game more directly. All proceeds go towards my monthly support, which, you know, I use to pay bills and rent. No, well, not rent, mortgage, and all that other adulty shaped stuff. So if you want to, of course, donate generously, but donate responsibly. But yeah, we have a bunch of cool rewards here, starting with our $5 reward, which of course awards either a red mark to the players, which are hero points that can be used to stave off death, petition the GM for nonsense that isn't in the rules, or to roll with advantage. Alternatively, you can use those $5 to give me a purple mark, which I don't have at the moment, which are jinx points that are used pretty much to to basically counter hero points, to have the enemies roll with advantage, or to complicate things ever so slightly. For $10, you can. I will draw from one of two decks of cards that I have in front of me, which you'll get to choose. Either a heroic action, which is this deck here, where a player of your choice will gain a special free heroic action, or a plot twist card, where I will draw from this deck of plot twists and I will implement said plot twist into the game. Which, of course, we have already our first one here from Schooly Eye, who wants the first plot twist drawn. Very well. The first plot twist drawn shall be... Here we go. Ooh, from the shadows. All right, so we're going to be running that plot twist in today's session. For $20, you can grant someone the coveted golden natural 20. These natural 20s are just that. They are natural 20s, and we have one for both Dante and Dag. Yay! Thank you, Schooly Eye. I miss nat 20s.
And now Dag is one step closer for one-shotting somebody.
Yep. Because I always save it for my one-shot kills. I'm always like, you know, I could use this on this goblin with a knife, but no, I'm not going to use it for the goblin with a knife. I'm going to use it for the big old thing that's going to make people poo themselves. Yeah! No, it's fine. So yes, natural 20s, because, you know, natural 20s is cool. Everyone loves nat 20s. Who doesn't love a natural 20? Bronze and Padrick don't love nat 20s, that's for sure. Then, of course, we have our $50 donation. For $50, you can increase the difficulty of an encounter our group is currently undergoing. Basically, a boss buff will turn a minion into a mini-boss into a regular boss, and a regular boss into a rethink of everyone's current level. They are a big boost, and, of course, just make the game a little bit more interesting. We are usually pretty good on these because we have 6 party members, so usually they're okay. Though we have had a few very near misses on a couple of these guys, so you know, there you go. And then, of course, magic items. Guys, if you want to, you can use that $50 to provide a generous donation to a magic item of either your homebrew design, either something on our player's wish list, or a cool little set item that I will provide to them, to the player of your choice. There you go. So that's always a kind one. And lastly, we have our $100 secret menu item. Our $100 secret menu item is usually some sort of big, massive, huge, erupting change in the story or what is happening at any given time. Last week, we had our group obviously get onto the trail of the Cinderlander and actually get the advantage to have the drop on him, which worked. For, you know, a lot of what he did, it couldn't actually happen because you guys managed to ambush him instead of him ambushing you. So, you know, like, stuff like that is a really big boon, as well as a massive boost to our channel. Today's secret menu item is going to be kind of the reverse now, where we are going to ambush our group. The ambush comes in the form of Cindermore. the divine beast spirit that the Shawanti require for one of the trials, will ambush our group in the middle of wherever they happen to be. Doesn't matter who it is, doesn't matter where it is, we will roll. Whoever donates will get to roll a d6, and that d6 will determine who is going to get nabbed by Cindermore. There is, of course, a timeline on this. If our group manages to hunt down Cindermore before we get that donation, of course, our group will have the advantage in that combat encounter. However, things will shift very drastically if that is the case and we do get the $100 secret menu item. But what is that I hear? Why would I spend $100 in order to just summon a monster that they're already going to fight? Well, that is because I will also be throwing in one of my favorite templates onto the top of Cindermore as well, which is that of the consuming creature. Yep. Something that Marcus is very aware of in the form of the endless hunger in our Wednesday game, which is a creature that retains a curse that anyone who is consumed, bitten, or eaten will start to lose elements of their character, whether it's their racial abilities or their class abilities. The creature that consumes them will then start to acquire these cool powers and abilities. So there you go. So Cindermore will become a consuming creature. Fun times. All right. Well, without any further ado, I think that brings us to the end of our donation stuff. So, players, what say we kick off today's game, shall we?
Woohoo!
Sounds good.
All right.
Time to save a puppy.
Now, when last we left our epic adventurers, long since having left Corvosa behind, our heroes have journeyed to try and find information from the tribes of the Shawanti in regards to Kazavron, the dragon who had once laid curses upon this land. It is believed that his power, now reawakening, has corrupted the queen somehow, and it is up to our heroes to find the method in which to defeat him and his power once and for all, by enlisting the aid of his old enemies, the Shawanti. Now, in order to have the Shawantis assist, the group needs to prove themselves to not be Tashmek, and have gone on an epic and wide quest to prove themselves to the Shawanti tribes. After having received the symbol of the Thrall Keepers, our heroes now continue their adventure, but realizing that after the attack by a group of Red Mantis assassins, 2 of the Shawanti that was supposed to be judging you now dead, you might need a little bit more in order to convince them to allow you to become part of the tribe. That is when fortune favored our heroes, as they bumped into Bronze, the Kolo, who informed them that he was on the hunt for an enemy of the Shawanti, a man by the known as the Cinderlander, who had been hunting Shawanti barbarians for quite some time. Laying an ambush for him and, well, ironically his companion as well, our heroes managed to defeat the Cinderlander on an old rickety bridge overlooking a very thin river that leads down to Kayamaga. But before he was felled in a last act of defiance, the Cinderlander dropped the animal companion, a tiny hyena belonging to Bronze, into the river before being killed by a not a stray shot, but by a shot. You guys shot him. He died. Blah. However, Bronze met his defeat at the hand of the Cinderlander and is bleeding out on the bridge at the same time. Will our heroes make it to Bronze to save him? Will the hyena puppy go straight over the waterfall? That waterfall right there. Let's find out.
Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z.
On Dragon Ball Z. All right. So,
Right. So people were going to do stuff. I think Dante was turning into some sort of water creature. Go rescue the puppy.
sorry, that was very loud. My bad.
Yeah, Dante is going to go elemental form for water and go into the water to chase after the puppy that is very quickly going down.
All right. We're just going to quickly go into an initiative. This is a new initiative. And yes, we can then absolutely do that. All right. We have Quinn, then Holly, followed by Agnes, Bronze, who is bleeding out, Dante, and then Padrig. Not often we see Padrig at the bottom of initiative. All right.
It happens. I'm just bleeding.
Fair. Why don't we have Phantom? I will have a look for Phantom. But Quinn, you are first on deck.
All right. Well, I don't have much skill I have some medical training and whatnot, but there are better healers in the party, so I'm gonna start moving downstream just to see if I can assist with the rescue of the doggo. And I know that this is like additional
40 feet.
Yeah, so I'm gonna stop there because I don't think I can go any further.
Silence, Wizard
Silence,
Dag.
Wizard.
Sorry. Thank you. Thank you, my bad. All right, you make your way down, heading towards where indeed you can see the injured Bronze, as well as some of the other allies that have made their way forward already. The hyena yelping in the river can be heard not too far away from where you are, but with your 3 movements, you can get to about here on the map. As we then go to Holly.
Okay, I'm trying to pull the map up and it's not working. Can you share it with me? Thank you. Okay, so... Alright, trying to find Bronze. How far away is Bronze from me?
Let's see. Bronze is presently 90 foot away from you.
Well, that's problematic.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Nope, everything has a range of 30 feet. Okay. Alright, so I have a move speed of 25.
And those double black lines represent,
A 40-foot break.
yeah.
Okay. Unfortunately, about the only thing I can do is move. Because I'm just too far away. I will move up to there for 2 actions. And then Ollie is going to cast water breathing on the puppy.
What is the range on your water breathing?
Never mind. Apparently it's 30 feet too. So I'm doing nothing. I'm just... Can I skate
At least you
over?
have more.
Yeah. So can I move there at 25 feet?
So you would have moved at that point 65 foot. So that would be 3 moves to get there.
Okay.
Yep, easy done.
I can get it. That's it. That's my whole turn. Bad.
You can move another 10 foot if you would like from there.
Yeah, 10 feet.
Yeah, let me do my 10 feet.
All right, done and done. Agnes, you're up next.
Let me unmute myself. Okay, so Agnes is going to, just to refresh myself on second edition with healing. It's not like Pathfinder where you have to cure the negative first, like first edition, is it?
No, because there is no negatives anymore.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. So Agnes is going to, cause she's within 30 feet. It is 30 foot, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So she's going to reach out towards Bronze with her mind. It's a little odd at first because she's never really done it before. But I mean, it's a willing creature, the spell states. And she's going to drop a soothe on him.
All right. Very nice. With 47 points of healing, that will, of course, heal and remove the bleed damage. All right. Bronze, you slowly begin to rouse from your dying state. You are now wounded.
Oh, that's kind of like a faint whiff of apple pie. You're not really sure where it came from.
He has no idea what that smells like, but he likes the smell.
I think what you mean to say is he doesn't know what that smell is, but he enjoys it.
Right.
Because, yeah. Bronze, as you awaken, you are prone on the bridge. Some of the wounds that you had, the quite deadly ones with massive bolts that were in your body, now have healed.
Oh, and then Agnes is going to move, like, with her 25 feet.
Yep, not a problem. Also, you are hasted, so you do have another action if you want.
Oh, in that case, yeah. So I'll move whatever 50 feet is. There's no squares, so I can't really. Where was I? I was here. I think my little pointers. I need the pointers. Haha. Right. Okay. So she's gonna try and run ahead of the pupper.
All right, you're running ahead of the pup.
She's not jumping in the water unless she has to. She knows Dante can, you know.
All right. Not a problem. Let me just check a couple things real quick. Yep, easy. Okay. Then after that, we go to Bronze as you awaken and begin to come to.
Bronze will hold one of the worst spots where he got shot from the bolts and slowly push himself up as he comes to. And almost as a sort of like instinct, he's kind of kneeling, but he kind of reaches into his scarf to check if Kuja's okay.
You do not need to, as you can hear Cujo, as you can hear Cujo in the river.
And this is when our local hyena boy starts panicking. 'Cause even though
Don't worry,
speeds
panic is a free action.
Yes,
even
yes,
though
it is.
even though swim speeds are a thing, Bronze doesn't have one. and he can't swim anyway. So yeah, he and I both don't know what to do as he tries to get up and move as far as he can.
All right, you get up and try to move as quickly as you can, making your way along the river, keeping a weather eye out, trying to not lose sight of your companion.
I got 30-foot movement, so I think I can get to like there.
You do have one more action, if you'd like.
Oh,
Yeah, you're still affected by the quickened effect.
all right. So then I should be there.
All right, you make your way to there. Easy
As
done.
he kind of like hobbles along.
All right, beautiful. Next up is Dante.
I was planning to do water, but then I realized I have better speed and easier to catch up if I go air. So Dante will take 2 actions to elemental form into an air elemental, and I mapped it already. I'll be about 10 feet behind the pupper.
Very nice. All right, swiftly approaching as a whirlwind begins to make their way, kicking up some of the water from the river's surface. You begin to follow as quickly as you can.
And that will be all 3 actions.
All right, done. Patrick, you're up next.
All right. I am gonna move 25 feet down here. So that's 1 movement. And then I am going to, because I'm not going to be able to get into a position where I can do anything. So I am going to throw my Peter Parkour rope to someone who's already down there. It looks like Quinn's probably. So that 40 feet, that's like a cliff of 40 feet, right? Or is that just 40
It's a
feet
down.
of
It's a
distance?
very steep downward slope. Yeah.
Okay, so would that count as 40 feet for a throw as well, or?
Yes.
Okay.
I'd probably say 30 foot maybe.
All right. I'm just wondering how far I can actually toss a rope. So, but if I like make another bit of, if I do another 25 feet of movement, I'm going to be on that slope, and that's not stable. Would I be able to be there, or
You could
all or
you could,
nothing?
yeah, you could definitely try to. Yes.
All right, so I will try and move down to on the path just to get myself a little closer, and toss my rope to Quinn, who is closer to the puppers
Sure.
than Holly is, but because I'm not going to be able to get it to Agnes.
All right, not a problem. As you throw it across, it is easy for you to make it and have Quinn grab it, so long as Quinn wants to grab it.
I'll grab that.
Very well.
I'll
Quinn,
just
you
shout, "Hey, rope!"
Quinn, you now have rope.
Sticky rope.
All right. Now,
Well, I'm assuming it sticks to whatever it hits, so I'm assuming it will stick to the puppy.
okay, done and done. We also have a donation from the lovely and wonderful Second Hand. Second Hand, you need to tell me who gets your magic item, but we now have a magic item, the Wand of Summon Good Boy. All right.
In the form of a stick.
Speaking of summoning, we are going to be playing our plot twist card from the shadows. As we reach the end of the round, the river travels 20 foot as our little puppy gets to about here, but then abruptly stops as something from the shoals reaches out to grab him. What appears to be a giant hermit crab reaches out and grabs hold of the familiar. Now, do you have the stats for your familiar, by the way, bro?
Yes, I do.
How many hit points are they on?
Let me re-pull it up, but it should be like 20 something.
And what is their AC?
Familiars
shows that they
share
have
my AC,
172.
so it says 26. No, that 172 is my animal companion, not my familiar.
Oh, that's it, okay, yeah.
63. He took 42 damage.
No, maybe not. Hold on. So his AC is 26,
He's
did
at
you say?
He's at 21 health.
Hold on, sorry. Okay, so clarify. He has 26 AC?
Yes, he shares my AC.
Really?
Yep, familiars share their master's AC, and yeah.
Huh.
And it doesn't
much
matter. And the rules even specify it does not. It's any bonuses before like feats. So like if I were to put on plate armor and get like 30 AC, it would also get the 30 AC. It's so dumb.
That's pretty. No, I think it's cool because I mean, the thing is you
no,
just
it's
yeah.
cool. It's just really weirdly worded. But yes, it's got 26 AC and it has 21 HP left after taking that 42. Here, if you need the sheet to pin it to the combat tracker.
No, that's fine. I just need to make notes here. Okay, so that is 21 points of damage, though.
21? No, 42.
Oh. All right, so the your familiar suddenly Kuja goes quiet as a giant crab has now grabbed her. But that is all it does. It sort of grabs her and sort of pulls her in. Quinn,
Yeah,
you're up next.
You don't grab Bronze's little baby boy.
No, he's turning into a snack.
How long is this Peter Parkour rope? 50 feet of rope?
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna come to about here. That's, I don't know if that's one or two motions, but I'm gonna then throw the Peter Parkour rope at the hermit crab. Try and
Okay.
grapple. Since the crab has the dog,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want to rip the dog in twain, I'm gonna grab the crab.
Makes perfect sense. All right. As the Peter Parkour rope is a magic item that automatically affixes itself, this hermit crab has actually used bits of like old wagon pieces and like debris and like broken driftwood to make a makeshift shell for itself. So as you aim, you fire, and your rope automatically magically locks onto the shell. So you don't need to make any roll whatsoever. Your Peter Parkour rope is there and attached.
Okay, and I don't know, did it take 1 or 2 actions for me to cross that distance? I don't know if I have any actions
only
left
one.
to...
They
Okay,
would've- yeah.
then I'm gonna... Well, looks pretty big, doesn't he?
He's
All
pretty
right.
big. He's about the size of a
I'll-
camel.
I'll try. I'll dig my heels into the dirt and start tugging for all I'm worth.
All right. Athletics check as you attempt to pull. Your target number is 30 on the dot.
horrifying to think of. A camel-sized crab eating a cat-sized hyena.
No.
Ooh, with a 9.
I lose a few inches if he's moving. If he's not moving, I stay still, but nothing happens.
Do you want to reroll?
You know, I don't even think I could. I could make it, but it would take. All right, I will try one.
I would
will
also
burn
like to
a
point
hero
out.
point.
I would also like to point out you do have a natural 20.
That is
No,
what it
don't
would
fall
take
for
to.
it.
I know, right?
I mean, what are you using that 20s
He's
for?
He's so seductive when he says it, though. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use it. I'm
The
gonna
nat
use
20?
the 20.
The 20? Oh, big risk. All right. Boom! With a natural 20. Now, not only is this a success, but because your 20 would actually still hit, it is a critical success. So, what is half your move speed? 20 foot? Or 10 foot, sorry?
Probably, I think it's like not 20 foot, but like 15 or something, because I think I do 30.
All right, you pull it onto land. It is not happy. It's like, what is going on? As you've dug your heels in, you keep rolling the rope around your forearm and pulling and heaving, and the crab can't get its footing. Every time the hermit crab grabs onto like part of the bank, it rips the bank off, and it is now being pulled backwards. It moves back 15 foot away from the water. Plus side, the hyena is now on dry land. The bad news is you grab the attention of the hermit crab. All right, Holly, you're up next.
Okay, this just got exciting. How far away am I from the hermit crab?
I know Agnes is going, this is not what I anticipated.
About 40 foot.
Okay, and is the puppy still in the grasp of the crab?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna move up 25 feet,
Mm-hmm.
and I am going to cast Heal on the puppy.
Okay. You gather up your energies and once again plead to your infernal lord for powers beyond powers as you fire a bolt of healing energy towards the hyena. As Kuja begins to stitch and heal, it'll awaken in the grasp of the hyena. Oh, sorry, of the hermit crab. She's on full health, but still grappled.
And that was it.
All right. Done and done. Agnes, suddenly adjacent to a giant hermit crab, what do you do?
I just, well, as a free action, looks very surprised because this is a fast change in events from 6 seconds ago. Right. She's not really good at the up close thing. Okay. Does Quinn look like she's straining to hold on to the rope? I know she got a good roll, but would she look like she's straining to like hold onto the crab still?
It looks like it's pretty secured at the moment.
I still think because Agnes she's not a melee character, and she's seen, Quinn with that electrical sword of his.
Mm-hmm.
So Agnes is going to reach into her bag of holding, and she's going to pull out a silver rod as she runs over to Quinn and she's gonna activate. It's an immovable rod, so she's gonna activate the rod. Because I'm hasted on her, so it depends how many actions it'll take, and then try and wrap a bit of the rope around the rod. If you know what I mean, to take the pull, so Quinn doesn't have to. Because if it's tied to the rod, then the crab ain't going anywhere. Really.
Well, actually, the crab would be able to run towards you and Quinn with no
yes,
trouble.
but I mean, it can't go back into the water. Is what, like, you know what I mean? Quinn's trying to pull it towards her, so if I put it into the...
Yes, but the alternative is you could put it on the crab, and the crab can't move from where it is.
But and if I did put it on the crab, though, the crab would just move out from underneath it. I'd have to try and get it in it somehow. Like,
Yeah, it wouldn't be hard. It's huge.
okay.
Stick it in the shell.
'Cause that was my first thought, but I was just like, how am I going to stick it inside the crab?
Yeah, there's lots of.
wagon
Yeah, remember the shell is made of like lots of little bits of like debris. Super easy.
All right, okay, well, fair
Not
enough.
to
then.
mention
Yeah, so
the
that's what
joints.
Agnes will do. She'll reach into her bag and she'll pull out like this silver rod, and then you'll just see her like look a little bit, and then she kind of shoves her hand in to a gap and boofs off the rod.
All right, make me an athletics check.
I'm not good at the athletics checks.
Oh, you'll be
Well,
fine.
I also have a nat 20.
You do have a nat 20.
Probably still better than mine somehow.
Skills, athletics. I doubt it. Oh yes!
I'm sorry, you doubt what now?
Yeah, I was about to say, your athletics, you at least have an athletics modifier.
All right. With no trouble at all, you dive into the into the wreckage that is on its back, and as you do, place your immovable rod, which jams almost immediately against the structure. You can see that the crab is now unable to move. However, Agnes, you notice something that catches your eye in the wreckage. A magic wand, just within reach. If you want, you may make an athletics check to try and push a little bit further through to reach the wand and grab it for yourself.
I'm never gonna roll another 20, but I'm gonna try.
All right, let's do it.
Gonna try. No.
Well, no, with an 11, you crawl further in. You can choose to give up or continue crawling. The only difference is you will take a little bit of damage as the creature is moving about.
Or use a reroll.
We'll use a reroll.
I'd use a reroll. I also have several telekinetic spells. I could just bring the one to me, possibly as well. But we'll go with the struggling inside the shell because it's funny.
All right, very well.
Yeah, she's gonna keep going.
All right, you take 10 points of damage as you push your way through. Bits of the splintered wood and the like sort of hit you on all the sides until eventually you come to the wand. You see that it is a very, very beautifully inlaid golden oak wand that seems to have etched onto the back of it the visage of a Labrador.
Oh. Hey.
You're not sure what this wand does.
She'll keep a hold of it for now, and then, you know.
All right. If you want to
start
escape,
wheeling back out on the next turn.
All right, let's Yep, we'll wait for the next turn for that one. Actually, I think we're pretty much out of initiative at the moment. I think unless somebody wants to like
Grab a hold of Agnes's legs and haul her out. the
Yeah,
crowd.
so the crab is at this point going to let go of the hyena and be focused on trying to pull itself out. Agnes, you crawl out. I'm going to say that you're going to take another 5 points of damage as you kind of like are being tossed about and the like. But the crab cannot move and it is trying its hardest to get free. When the puppy gets out and starts to make its way, it is a whirlwind of air that swoops up and grabs the dog, pulling it to safety adjacent and away from the hermit crab. You reconvene, I'm going to say over by Holly, eventually, as the hermit crab struggles. But the battle is, at least for the time being, over.
Holly's gonna pet the hyena.
And you have all emerged victorious.
I would assume that Kuja emerges from the flow of air all puffed out.
Like a hair dryer.
Yeah.
Exactly. No.
Oh,
Pull back on the Peter Parker rope and coil it up and hand it to Patrick.
I will
Thank you.
take it back.
it's a twig and
Mm-hmm.
seaweed out of her hair.
Hey, does the Cinderlander have any loot on him?
The Cinderlander did have some loot on him. He had on his person striking hand axes and a crossbow known as the Vindicator. The best way to describe the Vindicator is that it is a heavy crossbow, and the deeper your grudge, the more damage it does.
Well, that's
Alright.
exciting.
Yeah.
As someone who uses a crossbow.
It is a medium-sized heavy crossbow.
Also, I'm thinking though that Patrick might have a few grudges by now.
Yeah, but you know, it's not my jive. If it was a gun, sure, but you know, I mean, I can use crossbows, but I like the feel of a rifle in my hand.
Good
But
old
I'm happy to
firearm.
look over anything. Yeah, I'm happy to look over anything that we've picked up and do an Arcana check and see if I can suss out what they do.
Yeah, so basically the vengeance is you take 1d6 points of damage, and you will deal an extra 2d6 points of damage to your target.
All right. So it's a masochistic crossbow. Hurt yourself to hurt other people more.
And it is also striking, so it is 2d10 plus
Yeah.
2d6, and the damage is untyped. It penetrates most, if not all, forms of damage reduction or resistances.
That would be a nice upgrade for me.
Didn't Dag say it's too big for you though?
I didn't say it's too big. I just said it's a medium-sized heavy crossbow.
Medium
Alright,
size I can
so-
do.
Well, while they're discussing that, Bronze is checking over Kuja and Kabir is sniffing him. Making sure he's
Perfectly
okay.
fine. Absolutely nothing wrong with him. Little wet, little cold, but apart from that, perfect health.
I will.
You, on the
I'll
other hand.
also.
Hey, what are we going to do about the what our friend over there?
Well, I assume you're gonna
Kind
want
of.
your
Yes,
your
I would
rod
like
back,
it
right?
back. Yes, and I mean, there's bound to be good eating on one of those things, surely. I mean, I do know a couple of good crab recipes.
Hearing that, the crab begins to panic.
You know,
And it makes its DC 30 athletics check, breaks the shell, and runs into the water.
Oh, well.
The rod's just sticking there in the air.
there's-
And the rod's just, yeah,
does it
floating in the
leave
air.
a chunk-
I'll
I
take
was gonna say, does
I'll
it
take
leave
a look
like
at
a big
that.
chunk of itself?
I'll take a look at that that wand and see if I can suss out what that does too.
Oh, it's okay, dearie. I think I could manage.
All right.
Does anyone have a knife?
I will hand Bronze my knife.
This is such a disjointed series of conversations, but carry on. Hey, we should make some crab. Do you want me to check on that one? Nah, I'm okay. You got a knife? Fucking weird.
Bronze takes a knife and gives a huff as he kind of still hobbles
And kills
over
the
to
tiny familiar and goes, phew, glad we saved that. I was gonna eat it.
No.
Nom nom nom.
No. No, he hobbles over to the Cinderlander's body. he goes, I'm gonna need some form of proof that he's dead, so you might want to avert your eyes because it's about to get a little grisly. As he then begins to saw off the Cinderlander's head.
No, he's got no head left. I blew his head up.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you just shot him in the chest.
The
No,
crossbow is
no.
probably going to be proof enough.
I don't. I can't bring the crossbow with me if Holly wants it.
Well, look, we want to have some evidence. I mean, we've got our Shuanti friends, but I'm sure they'd like a trophy of him as well. So how about you take one hand and we'll take the other?
Yep, that seems to be quite well suited.
While they're doing this, Dante is going to do treating wounds on Patrick.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Sweet.
So yeah, Bronze will just chop off the hands then and hand one over to them.
I'm not sure why they only did 2d8 and it says 48.
Oh, it was a critical success. I didn't even notice that.
Yep.
Okay.
Extra 6. So you're at 11. Or no, you're not 11. 28? 29? No, 20. My brain right now for mathing.
What calculators are for?
$24.
So I've
Alright.
got 24 wound.
All right, you guys will be.
Yep.
I'll give you guys a hint. Chances are, I'm not going to throw something at you immediately. You guys will be fine if you want to just roleplay this next little bit.
Dante just gonna be taking the time to patch people up.
Very well.
Agnes will be inspecting the wand.
Well, you've mastered. You've. Dang it! It's Dante. It is fine. Everyone is on full hit points. You're gonna have a long rest. You're gonna do all the things. Agnes, can I get an Arcana check from you? All right. With a 30, you identify this as the wand of Good Boy. It summons a dog. It is a companion. It functions everything as a dog should. It is a completely domesticated and docile creature with the ability to track, scent, give companionship, a whole bunch of other stuff. And in addition as well, it has the ability to lick your wounds for 2d8 points of healing.
Oh,
It is also invulnerable. It's also partially. I say invulnerable. Basically, it has one hit point in that sense. But whenever it takes damage, it simply returns to the wand, where it can be resummoned again for, as 2 actions.
right. Yeah.
Well, that seems handy.
How
Yeah.
cool is that?
It is also fiercely loyal.
Mhm. I think with all the various other wildlife creatures we have about us at the minute, just that the dog
Secondhand
really doesn't
samurai.
need to be added into the mix.
Hmm.
Yes, he's sat right next to him.
All right. The.
Right, well then,
Oh, sorry. Did you use the wand?
she kind of goes to, and then she looks at the hyena and the little hyena, and she thinks, "That's no, maybe it's not."
Okay. Very
She's
well.
not really too sure how well trained they are.
All right. Done and done.
But yeah, she'll say to Bronze, did you say you were cutting the hands off?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. They are cutting the hands off.
Like, so then, what would you be doing now?
Well, like I said when I met you, I was out here hunting the Cinderlander. My hunt's over. I'm gonna head back to Kairamaga, return this in, get my reward, help out my friends who needed it. But look, I really appreciate you guys going out and saving Kuja. I've had him for a while, and he's just always, well, tiny.
Well, dear, we're many things, but we're really not the kind of people that would see a wee puppy drown.
Holly is now curled up around Kuja and petting, and Penny is next to them.
Tadrew's just like, oh, man, we're gonna wind up with more dogs than people in this party eventually.
Look,
Well-
I don't know what fully brought you guys to the Cinderlands, since we've only been around each other for a couple of, maybe a day or two. But, I hope whatever it is you came here for, you find what you need. And if you ever need my help in the future, don't hesitate to send any sort of word to Kairamaga. And I'll
Well,
come
actually, we could use your help
uh,
right now. We're on this really epic quest and really need someone who knows what they're doing.
Yeah,
You
well, I
should come
just
along
got
with us
fucked
right
up
now.
by some old man with a crossbow.
Oh, that's perfectly fine. Don't worry. We've been fucked up by a lot less. You know, if we need to, I mean, even more so knowing that, you know, if you're that weak, then sticking together just seems like the best option for survival.
Well, one of it was a dog. at the
I am
beginning of this
trying to
campaign.
do a thing.
Yes, it's just so
You
funny.
can play it forever.
Okay, well, dearie, the same to you. I mean,
Well,
all the
look,
best and
I
stay
was-
safe.
I was gonna say the easiest way is to not fall into this the stereotypical trope of, you know, if ever you need me, because that's a load of horse shit, because you're never coming back. So instead, thank you for your help. Goodbye is the better way of going about that.
Nope.
Instead of, if you look to the eastern sky and send a bird,
Well,
I
the
will be
difference
there. Because I
is,
guarantee you, as your GM,
In like
fuck
3
no.
weeks or something.
He is absolutely not coming back as like this cool NPC that'll show up and you can play like another action economy in a 7-party team with companions.
No,
Fuck
that's
that up.
not-
Your this Bronze is
Again.
Bronze is doing the cowboy Clint Eastwood riding into the sunset, if you would like.
Okay, fine. Fuck all of you. I attack. How about that?
Done. At least it's interesting. I hate.
She's been waiting for this moment.
Well,
I just-
hate. Well, you may hate that, but I hate characters that go, "Oh, thanks for saving my dog. Bye."
You're a
what I
fucking
mean.
colo. I'm surprised you haven't eaten the group yet. Because you're the only person who needs to be the only colo who's not trying to enslave everyone.
We'll part.
He rides into the distance with a pack of hyenas. As he is grateful, of course. But as he disappears, you almost just as quickly as he arrived in your life, he quickly disappears over the horizon. Even to this day, some people say that they can still hear the laughing of a hyena pack somewhere in the Cinderlands, which is very unusual because there aren't too many of these hyenas that are around. But some speak of Bronze and his companions for years to come. And we now say goodbye to Marcus. Bye, Marcus. Because now Marcus doesn't have a character. There we go. Boop. Bye. Okay.
No.
I am the ghost of Marcus Past.
All right. So, as for the rest of you, where are we going?
Well,
on this on the way to something
Continue
else,
on
didn't we?
foot.
It was
yeah,
like a little detour.
Cindermaw.
That's
Cindermaw.
right.
Getting to Cindermore?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that was next on our list.
Also, do we get any respect points for killing the Cinderlander?
Oh, you get a lot.
Respect
If
point
you,
list.
yeah, when you talk to the when you talk to the Shawanti, they tell you that they are very impressed at your display of both power and of course helping rid the Shawanti of a fierce enemy. There was no idea to know like when if at all the Cinderlander was ever going to stop his reign of terror over the Cinderlands, and now that he has been put to rest permanently, at least that is a huge jump in terms of your reputation.
I've been tracking the respect points. We got 3 from Padrick beats Crojan, eats what he kills at Shredner.
Yes. Crojan eats what he kills. It will be very impressed with your performance for sure.
All right. Well, I think we're a little sidetracked from where we're heading towards the Cinder Maw, across the Cinder Lands. When we went to the Cinderlander, but I think get back on track towards that after we break camp in the morning.
All right. Now, as we have 40 minutes left, and I do want to do some more stuff other than have you guys at camp, we are going to skip right over the resting cycle and things and give you guys your full rest and all of the cool things. So let me just do a couple things first. Number one is let's put this up here.
During the course of the night, Agnes will totally get the doggo out and introduce it to everybody in the party. So that's fine.
Well, it does need to be named. I think it's only fair. Secondhand was the donator who gave us the kind donation for this. So it only seems fair that the name of the dog, which is written on the side of the wand, should go to you. So, what name do we have for said puppers? There we go. Okay, cool.
And with Dante's assistance, you can actually have a conversation with them.
You can name the new doggy Royal, and then we'll have Penny and Royal.
Padrick grimaces.
So does Agnes and Laura.
I don't understand. I don't get I don't get the reference.
And Laura.
Penny and Royal. Penny and Royal's an herb.
An herb?
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, a herb. My bad. You're Australian.
Ah, okay. The party should name
We'll
it?
just argue forever about it. We could have just been.
Nope, the party is arguing forever about it. Let's go.
Of course, it should be Danny Boy.
Danny boy.
You can name him Stick. Comes from a stick. Padrick never had any pets growing up.
You could call him
Harvey.
Fetch.
Harvey's a nice name. Aye, we'll call him
Harvey
Harvey.
Harvey it is.
All right, Harvey the dog.
Sometimes he's a 7-foot tall invisible rabbit.
All right.
A puka.
Call him Buttercup.
Masters of the Metaverse.
All right. I do love Masters of the Metaverse. Man, it's been ages since I've seen that one. All right. After a good night's rest, some good food, some stories to share, tending to your wounds, and replenishing your resources. You are brought to the edge of a large, very flat plain. There's not even a rock or a boulder. Everything seems to have been almost flattened as if by a giant stamp in this region. The Shawanti barbarians step forward. Shadfa is the one who speaks. This is land of Cindermore. Here is where trial will begin. Be warned. Cindermore, very dangerous. He tells you of how Cindermore serves as almost a deity-like spirit of the land, an ever-present arbiter of justice to the Shawanti people. Truth and integrity are decided entirely by the presence of this giant worm.
And we're supposed to kill it?
No.
Now we're supposed to.
Okay, good.
We're supposed to cut our way out from the inside, or someone is, right?
Oh,
Someone
that's
needs to be
right.
eaten by it
Correct.
and reenact the legend.
Got it.
Correct.
Patrick pats and make sure I got my knife back from Bronze.
You did. All right. The flat area in front of you is what you look at. How you approach is now entirely up to you. Only one of you needs to undergo this trial. Not all of you. You must be
I think she starts
consumed.
doing this weird hopping dance where she just drags her foot and then does a little side hop. Sorry.
Golly.
All right. You must be consumed and cut your way out. There are two aspects to this. Getting eaten is not the only thing. You have to survive getting eaten, and then you have to be able to cut yourself out.
All right. So how are we gonna go about this? Are we gonna draw straws for who
I was just about to say that.
gets
Well,
eaten?
draw
Are we gonna
straws.
decide?
Holly has the most experience.
Weirdly enough, yes.
Yeah.
Wait, the most experience what?
Getting eaten.
Being eaten.
I mean, Patrick's been eaten about as often as me, I think.
I've been more chewed on.
If anything, I probably might have the best survivability of getting to that point.
All right.
Hmm.
Why?
Well, I mean, because he get taught into all sorts of things.
That's true. That's true. Okay, that makes sense.
And he
I
can make
guess.
himself a giant squirrel.
I mean, I'm not sure that being a giant squirrel is going to be particularly useful, but yes, he can. So as far as what we need to do then, I mean, once we find it, just, I guess, for our part, we avoid getting eaten until you make your way out, Dante. Are you sure you're fine with volunteering?
Yes.
All right. I mean, I think it makes sense too, but just want to make sure you're okay with it. So, I mean, we can. I mean, I don't know if we necessarily need to distract it or anything.
I assume, and maybe I've read too many of those cheap magazines that they sell down by the barracks, but vibrations probably attract its attention. I
True.
look at the Shawanti.
Um, yeah, they don't really confirm or deny that. But But yeah,
So
probably.
he stands still, and Dante walks out and sort of hops around, sings a song, something.
I can probably also, take some shots into the air just to make noise and get its attention. Or shoot at the ground, get some vibrations that way. Know that I have anything else that might do the job.
You definitely okay. So here's what you want to do. From what's discussed, you have to be eaten. Survival is key. Whoever is getting eaten, you need to really focus on finding a way to endure that first attack and then survive long enough to cut your way out. I'm gonna give you guys this as a thing. It's not about trying to lure it. It's not about it'll eat you. It's not gonna have any problems with that. But if you do not survive the blow, that is gonna be, things like temporary hit points, things like healing potions, etc.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking through.
That type of stuff. That's where you want to be at. And again, while there is a thing of you guys need to do this, only one of you need to do this. It does not mean only one of you has to do this.
Right. I think we want to. So, prep Dante. I've got some spare healing potions I can hand to him. I've got 3 greater, so I can give you 1 or 2 of those, and a couple of lessers as well. So I can hand you 2 greater and 2 lesser. I don't think I have anything that will help you resist anything, and then unfortunately, my knowledge for potions is mostly on making ones that cause damage instead of prevent it. But
What kind of blade does Dante have?
Dante was actually planning to transform into something while inside.
Okay.
Well-
And Dante would be apologetic prior if they do see him transformed first. But he does get out.
I'll look at Dante and say, do you want one of us to go with you or more?
Only if you are wanting to be willing to do so, but someone that can survive being inside would be useful.
I'm not sure what it would entail, so I don't know if I'd be useful or not.
I suspect there will be some acid from its digestive juices, as well as teeth.
Well, and he's called Cinder Moth. So,
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure if that means that it's going to digest you with fire, or if it's just a reference to it being a maw in the Cinderlands and
Yeah,
go
yeah.
either way. All right. So, but regardless, I will give Dante 2 greater healing potions and 2 lesser healing potions.
All right, Dante,
My
you may add
inventory.
those to your inventory.
What types?
2 greater and 2 lesser. I know you're an excellent healer, but sometimes it's good just to quaff a bottle, get yourself out.
Yes. Yeah, I'm like looking at all my spells that I have access to because I do get to switch them out.
Yep. And I do think everyone should be prepared. As much as we're going to try and have it go for Dante, there's a chance that it will go for others as well.
You should also consider maybe trying to keep it on the surface, because if it buries and digs into the ground, for example, then chances are it's going to take Dante with him.
Right.
Maybe the rod and the parkour rope.
That's exactly what I was thinking. We can use the rod and the rope.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention, you got 4 respect points for the Cinderlander.
Okay. And did we get any for the Thrall Keeper or as well?
Throw Keeper was 2.
Okay. So we are at 7. We had 3.
9.
Oh, right, because we had the other thing.
We had 3, 4, and 2. Yeah.
All right.
Have we had our long rest? Yeah.
You
As
have.
well.
Let me apply that real quick.
Agnes looks really torn. Like. So, I think she was going to take a hold of Dante's hands and just be like, "Are you sure I could come with you?" I think the extra, well, healing and things might be useful.
So you can come with no problems.
Sorry, Dante, that was really quiet.
Sorry. Yes, you can come with if you're wanting to. I see no reason not to take more chances of surviving.
Right. Well, it's decided then. You guys keep it up here and I'll keep Dante alive and he can cut us out of there.
Oh, you keep each other alive. But, all right, so Agnes will need to... Well, I suppose if you take the rod inside with you, would that help keep him...
I'm not sure if it's an investment.
Yeah.
You can keep it.
Technically, you can tear it open with it.
I know, if you go inside with the rod and just stick it in its stomach and it tries to move, that might cause create your opening for you. I was wondering if it's better to take the rod in with you to try and keep him from going underground, or to leave it with one of us to combine with the rope to see if we can keep him above. There's definitely a part of me that thinks bringing the rod in with you, you'll have the opportunity to, if you place it right and it moves, it's either going to be unable to move, or it will tear a hole in itself, and you can get out that way. Or at least get a gap that maybe you can
I suppose.
start.
Hey, we got a wand of endure elements.
Right, so, but I think the rod might be useful for keeping it up top as well, perhaps.
I was just thinking, acid, fire, whatever you might encounter inside. Oh, are you talking about the rod? Keeping it up top?
Sorry, yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna hand Agnes the wand of endure elements that we got from, I think it was the Schwanti.
All right. You have been given the wand.
And I'll give the rod to Peatlot.
All right.
Okay, so we're gonna go with trying to hold him with the rod and the rope from the outside and not trying to use the rod on the inside.
Okay. Dante, in order to do this, the easiest way is Dante is tied to the rope and you guys are holding on to the other end. The immovable rod is attached to the rope and you are literally treating this like a fishing expedition. Dante wanders into the center of the clear flat lands and begins to stamp to draw attention to themselves. Agnes, were you going as well?
Yes, Agnes will accompany Dante.
All right, Agnes, you're there as well. And Padraig, Holly, and Quinn, you are all hiding along the ridgeline near the rope and the immovable rod. Can I get the three on the ridge to make me stealth checks, please? This is just going to matter in regards to who is getting eaten. And if you guys are able to stealth successfully... Ah, look at that. Brilliant, brilliant. Now watch Holly roll a 1.
53.
I am the knight.
Holly?
Oh no, I can't believe they died.
Holly. Nope. Do we lose Mally? Or is she muted?
I don't know.
All right. That's all right. I will roll it on their behalf. Stealth. There we go. Not great, but it's enough. All right, the three of you on the ridgeline. Can I get Dante and Agnes to make intimidate checks to see which of you draws the attention of Cindermore? Agnes, by a hair, you both begin to
She
stamp.
used her best mom voice.
You better get up here right now. Or there'll be no supper for you.
That's definitely what you're saying. All right. Just bear with me for 2 shakes while I very quickly get this all lined up. Nope. Get off you. All right. Done and done. Good. No, come back here. All right, here we go. So, the ground begins to shake and tremble. As it does so, an impending sense of doom begins to fall over you. Agnes and Dante.
Agnes is like, do you hear horses again?
Yeah, there's horses. You feel as though maybe you made a mistake.
Oh dear.
You watch as several large stalactite-like objects erupt from the ground, engulfing the land you are standing on. As rising out of the ground is a giant beast with a maw filled with razor-sharp teeth, scales that run along its body made out of what looks to only be molten lava. As rising out of the earth, this creature takes a huge, massive bite out of Agnes.
I would like to say for something that's like,
Hold on, I can't hear anything at all. Alright, you were saying.
was wanting to cast freedom of movement as it was coming up because I was wanting to ready that.
Yep. What was your
Agnes.
sorry? What was your readied action?
Freedom of movement on Agnes.
Sure. You cast freedom of movement on Agnes.
This will just help in case of other things.
Sure. Agnes, you take 111 points of damage.
Nice. Wow. That was a mistake.
As Agnes disappears into what looks to be a boiling inferno made of teeth. But now she's got freedom of movement.
I start pulling on the rope. I start yanking furiously on the rope.
The rope snaps almost immediately. As you can imagine, a rope is not good enough to hold this thing.
Well, it's tied to Dante, though, not...
Oh, right. Yeah, so Dante... Oh, okay, very well. Dante, you feel yourself being pulled back by Quinn.
I am going to double down and stand my ground.
All right. With its second...
Then I see that and I'll
I
stop pulling.
will then use elemental form to get myself some 10
Whoa,
HP.
whoa, 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 whoa. It's my turn.
Oh,
That was my first
Okay.
attack. My second attack goes to Dante. As when it came up, it scooped up Agnes. It arcs down and immediately falls on top of Dante with a non-critical hit for 41 points of damage. As Dante disappears below the ground. Now, as mentioned, the rope almost immediately goes taut and just snaps. Mostly because it is made of rope. It is, you know, rope. And that is a several thousand ton fire-breathing worm. What do our three on the ridge do as they see this happen?
Besides shit our pants?
An appropriate reaction.
Yeah. Well, fuck. That didn't go anywhere near as planned.
The two tribesmen
I
Alright,
are
you
watching.
need to take that rod.
and get that inside that thing.
Yeah.
All right, you grab the rod and you unclick it and you prepare for your plan. I hope that there is a plan to draw Cinnamore out and shove it in his mouth.
Yep, the plan is I'm going to shoot it to try and piss it off to have it come back up.
Nice.
That sounds like a good plan, right?
That's a good
We're
plan.
making this up on the fly.
All right.
All right.
However, meanwhile, inside the worm. Inside the worm. Agnes, would you like to use a hero point to remain on 1 hit point?
You do have 3.
Do, yes. What status of dying am I at currently?
Dying 1, unless you are wounded.
Oh, I don't think I was wounded, no.
No. Well, you are now if you use your hero point. So, I mean.
Yeah. I was just looking at a card I had from the deck of many things. But I have to get to dying 4 first before it comes into effect.
Sure.
I also can just stop you from dying with my heroic action.
Oh, I can use it. I'll use a hero point to stay on 1 hit point. But I just worry that I'll just go straight back down again. That's my problem, you see, because 1 hit point is out.
You'll have some time, for sure. At least to be able to also heal and the like. Now, for all of you who are being eaten, let's see your swallowed damage. Let's see, swallow whole. look up data. Swallow. Here we go. Monster attempts to recruit you, yada yada yada. Reflex save, yada yada yada. Okay. So you have
Well,
to
we have a
spend.
chance of defending ourselves at least.
You do. So it's a reflex save or sorry. No, yeah, it's an athletics check.
Uh-huh.
And you're suffocating.
What is the DC?
I wouldn't bother. The DC is 35.
Yeah, even if I nat 20, it wouldn't do anything.
Yeah, so you're stuck. That's the guarantee. Now, you are just gonna automatically be making damage. Its rupture point is there's a whole thing. So its rupture level is I will have to double check that. But yeah, basically you have to do damage equal to its rupture. You do not know what it is. It has to be with a slashing weapon, but that's about it. But inside the belly of the beast, you guys have a few seconds in order to try and heal yourself a little if you would like.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Dante will take one of the
Agnes
potions.
will heal herself. Where am I? Not there.
All right.
I'm not sure I'm going to keep up the levels of heals, the levels of damage I'm going to do.
All right. You guys will heal. Okay. So I can't find the rupture stuff, but each round you guys will take 2d10 plus 2d6 fire damage.
Okay, well, but I'll not take it because I've got a spark shade parasol, which
And then next action will be to heal Agnes.
activate parasols. While holding the spark shade parasol, you get resistance 10 to fire and are protected from mild, severe, and extreme environmental heat.
That will help you here as you are suffocating, but the heat is also stifling, and you are absolutely able to sort of resist the internal temperature of the worm.
Phew.
Also, welcome in, and to those who are just joining, Agnes and Dante have been swallowed by a giant worm.
I just love the fact that even swallowed inside this fiery worm, Agnes just digs in a bag and just pulls out a brolly and pops it up and goes, oh, right, that's much better.
All right. So, with your healing and the like, you guys this round are not going to resist any of the damage. You are just healing. So that is Agnes will then take 13 points of damage from the crushing and grinding around you. Dante, you will take 26 damage. As the both of you are trying to basically just keep yourselves up, the attack was vicious, to say the least. But further down the gullet of this creature, you see a small light not too far away.
That actually hurt a lot more than I thought it was going to.
Agreed.
Right, let's... do we get out here or do we go see what that light is?
We don't know what's down there.
I guess we just move towards the light because we need to get to a point where we can chop our way out. And I suppose at the moment we're kind of like in its just throat area.
Yeah.
All right.
I choked on my chocolate.
Oh,
Excuse me.
well, try not to die. As you make your way deeper in, you see something rather unusual. You see what looks to be a melted or partially melted metal carriage. And the corpses of 2 dead steeds that were once armored but have now turned to little more than skeletons and puddles of flesh. Back outside, Patrick, Quinn, and Dante. It is eerily quiet.
How am I outside now?
Sorry,
Oh, you
Patrick,
lucky
Holly, and Quinn.
guy.
Sorry, my bad. He pooped you already.
Oof.
Patrick, Holly,
I
and
mean,
Quinn.
that counts as making it through them, right?
Kind of.
Yeah, no, I was gonna try and shoot him to piss him off.
You do not see him. He is back underground.
Right. Awesome. So,
All right, I'm gonna grab the rod and go dance around on the sand.
Grabbing the rod, dancing around in the sand. All right,
coming with you.
you gonna go with? All right. Holly? Holly still missing?
They probably had puppy stuff happening IRL or something.
Yeah, that's all right.
She can
All right.
hang on the ridge.
All right, Holly's gonna go with you. Solidarity.
Okay.
Could I get everyone to make me a intimidate check? An attempt to lure the creature.
I feel like I'm gonna regret this.
I already do.
Oh, that was a 7, not a 1. Okay.
All right. Okay, that's some pretty decent intimidation. Let's see how Holly does. Watch her get a natural 20. There it is. 35. Holly has drawn the most attention. So, as you are making your way, you hear the rumbling sounds as Cindermore is making its way towards you. You see the roiling, like, sort of sand and dirt breaking and cracking as it heads in your direction. Are you guys standing your ground, or are you trying to run? What are you guys, what's the plan?
I'm gonna curl myself up into a little ball to try and protect myself as much as possible when he comes down on me.
So you're gonna let yourself get eaten?
Yeah. I've got the rod in my hand and I'm like sort of roly-polied around it with my, armor such as it is.
All right. I would ask Patrick and Holly what their plan is next, but Patrick's just stepped away. So we're just gonna very quickly put a pin in that one and go back to the interior.
Holly's running away.
Oh, Holly's running away. All right. What's your move speed, Holly?
25.
All right. You're running for your life. Patrick.
Oh.
Stand or run?
I am staying.
All right.
Stand.
Very well. Okay. Unfortunately for Quinn and Patrick, the winner of that intimidation was neither of you, as it continues to chase after Holly.
I don't want to get eaten.
You're gonna
He
get
doesn't
eaten.
even have the rod.
Shit. All right, Holly. Unfortunately, oh fuck. Yep. Okay. Well, that happened.
Oh.
It leaps out of the ground, and Holly, you're gone.
Wow.
That is 91 points of damage as you disappear into the gullet of
I'm
this
surprised I didn't kill them.
giant creature. Almost did.
I have 5 hit points left.
And you guys watch as Holly is now gone.
And I'm just,
Flabbergasted.
yeah, and I'm like, you stupid worm!
Dang it!
Come back here!
All right. Meanwhile, inside the belly, to which we return, Dante and Dante and Agnes. The melted carriage you see near you. Oh, sorry, Quinn, did you have something?
No.
Okay, yeah.
I'm reacting to stuff.
Yeah, that's okay. All right, Dante and Agnes, you see the carriage. What do you do?
I was like, it's a carrot, it's not relevant. um,
Is this where the light source is coming from?
Yes, it seems to be coming from inside of the carriage.
Is it try and get it open?
The door is a bit stuck, but after a bit of jimmying, you manage to pull it open. The interior seems to offer some protection against the natural digestion of the worm. However, it is not empty. Marcus, can you describe Alexander, please?
Hello?
Hello.
Oh my god, he has to make an entrance.
No, my thing was just being weird. Yeah, so Alexander is a man clad in half-plate armor, with red and black flowing robes, both attached and underneath said armor. He is wearing a mask that doesn't really show off any features other than a swirling pattern. And the same with his chest piece and the pauldrons on his armor. They're also very swirled in not really showing any like major features.
Does he seem to be actually alive?
Yeah, he does. If you want to respond, you can.
Oh,
Wasn't expecting anyone else in here.
same, to be honest.
He does have his dagger drawn, and as he takes a moment to, what in the hells are you people doing here?
Probably the same thing you are, dearie. Trying to get out.
Indeed.
Have you had much success?
He takes a look around the melting carriage. Oh yeah, loads.
Right. Dante, what exactly was your plan to get us out of here?
I was going to transform into something new that might
A dragon,
not
by
be
any chance?
enjoyable for you.
Oh, that cat. I know it's you, Dante. It's fine. But we should practice the dragon thing at some point, because I think that would be quite useful.
I don't think I'd be able to do that.
Oh, right. Okay.
How did you two even end up here?
We dangled ourselves from a rope and shouted at it.
As you begin to tell this story, all of a sudden you hear the creaking sounds of the carriage as once again the rumbling seems to crush and shrink it.
Ah, shit. Little help out of here, please.
Right. He'll attempt to help get him out.
I don't know. Well, it's actually the safe place.
Oh.
I mean, you can get out, and if you do, you're gonna take damage.
Okay, well, the way you described it, I thought the carriage was getting crushed, so that was...
No, the carriage is getting crushed.
We got the blip.
The work by the plane.
Yep, we got our blip.
Blip.
And we're back. Okay, cool. Dante and Agnes quickly jump into the carriage with Alexander as you can hear that crushing sound before it slowly subsides. Danger amounts as our heroes do their best to try and endure the trial of the Shawanti. But maybe there's a good reason why no one has come back from this. Evidently, the worship of this creature as a god to the Shawanti is not an unreasonable one. As we have our heroes on the surface, both Patrick and Quinn, looking at the large divot in the ground that was once Holly. Holly, now having recently fallen and entered the moor. That is where we'll leave today's session, and we'll come back next time. Now, we will be taking a little bit of a break next week. A few of our players are going to be busy, and I'm going to need a little bit more free time just with some stuff that's happening in real life at the moment. This may affect this week's schedule, so just stay abreast and attuned to everything on Discord. Just some last-minute horrible things going on, but it's fine. But yes, I'll keep everyone in the know. But yes, no game next week for Curse of the Crimson Throne, but we will be back in a fortnight where we will be back to see all the cool stuff that'll be happening. Yay! Also, by the by, this is actually one of my favorite adventures in the adventure. No, never. Holly is delicious, and she will continue to be delicious every step of the way. And it's been so long since I last got to eat Holly, so I'm glad. We're now returning back. It's like when a series goes off the rails and then they remember who they were and go back to like some of the tropes of season 1. It's exactly how I feel. Just you wait. Soon we'll have 2 gods who will just show up out of nowhere and just be so confused as to why they're in the middle of the desert for no reason. All right, guys. Take care. We're gonna go and raid. Who are we gonna raid today? Who's up and about? Who's doing some stuff in the raid world? Ba-da-da-da-da-da. We have Goblin Tuesday, and there's they look like a fun little group. Dirty 20 Gaming, Dice Legends. I don't see any of our usual characters, so yeah, let's go and check out Goblin Tuesday for Legends of Neverwild. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us. My name is Michael, the Dead Aussie Gamer. This is my place. This is my face. You can find it here a number of times during the week, doing these cool, wonderful, and amazing things. If you haven't, be sure to check us out when we are back next over on Careful Cantrip for this week's version of The Adventures of the Red Winds. Stay safe, stay wonderful, be kind to each other because why the fuck not is free. And until we meet again, from me to you, game hard or die trying. Bye, folks.
Bye, everyone.